In this trainer tip, I'd like to extend our previous 3 discussions of the spiritual, the mental, and the emotional to the physical. The physical body is the end product of the spiritual force or the soul, the mental product or the mind. And remember, the soul and the mind or the spiritual force of the mind work into the body so that you can have a living experience that you know of as reality. There's an old saying, perception is reality. Well, perception comes through the mind and the emotions, but there's really an issue that very few people pay attention to, and that is that any problem in the physical body can work backwards, disrupting the emotions, disrupting the mind, and tainting your actual perception of your spiritual reality. So let me give you an example. If you work with any client that has chronic low back pain, which is the most common orthopedic injury in the world, well, if you look at the research, for example, Linus Pauling showed that anybody in pain uses approximately 20 times more vitamin C per hour than somebody that's not in pain. And the research suggests that it's similar for all resources in the body. In other words, when you're in pain, you're using huge amounts of your available nutritional resources, and to the degree that you need resources that you don't have, while you're in pain, your body will start extracting those resources to run the nervous and hormonal systems right out of your own tissues. So to the degree that a person is in pain, they can quickly fall into a situation where they actually have nutritional and biochemical imbalances. Those physical nutritional and biochemical imbalances can actually then begin to distort the emotional field, because if the nutrients that you're becoming deficient in are necessary for producing balanced hormones, your hormonal system will become out of balance, which then imbalances the mental function, and that causes a distortion in your perception of all levels of reality. So while people run around to psychologists and psychiatrists trying to figure out why their emotional systems are all screwed up and their ideas are always challenged and they suffer from what I call stinking thinking, the reality of it is that many of these people actually need good, well-constructed, well-planned out orthopedic rehabilitation and soft tissue therapy in order to decrease the pain in the body, which dramatically decreases the draw on nutrient reserves, which helps normalize the hormonal system and the emotional system, which then stabilizes the mental system, and only then can you actually have an accurate perception of your own spiritual reality. So in conclusion then, the human body is a physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual construct. And to the degree that you can identify challenges higher up that ladder, your effectiveness increases proportionately. A person with a spiritual problem has the biggest problem of all, because what you believe is your spiritual highest reality is certainly going to be higher than your mental or your emotional or your physical reality. So to the degree that you can identify problems higher up and address them there, you will find that the problems lower in the chain of being correct themselves more quickly. Yet we must never forget that the physical reality is very real, and it's equally connected to the spiritual reality. So to the degree that you learn to master the physical, the emotional, the mental, and the physical, you truly become more and more effective as an exercise or healthcare professional.